During debate on the Renters' Rights Bill, a slurring Angela Rayner gets mocked and roasted by Kemi Badenoch. A Labour MP then tries to cut her off. This is gold. We will check this out, whilst also going over all of the latest news from up and down the country. But first, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel and join our fast-growing community. So as stated, during debate on the Renters' Rights Bill, a slurring Angela Rayner gets mocked and roasted by Kemi Badenoch. Have a watch.
5 years of the last government who failed to legislate for renters' rights, we are bringing forward our bill within the first 100 days in office, a measure that will change the lives of millions of people. So for them and future generations, I commend this bill to the House.
Oh dear. Madam Deputy Speaker, this Renters' Rights Bill will be more chaos. The first time we faced each other across the dispatch box, I warned the Right Honourable Lady that she was being stitched up by the PM and the Chancellor. I also told the Right Honourable Lady that we were here to help, and we shall do so, especially as it's been a particularly rough time to be a woman in the Labour Party. Not just Sue Gray-Sacked, soon to be awarded with what Winston Churchill called a disappearage. The Honourable Member for Canterbury also took the brave decision to leave the Labour Party, and I have followed her career in this place closely, and although we do not agree on everything, she is very brave.
Point of order. Madam Deputy Speaker, this is debate on the Renters' Rights second reading. The Shadow Minister is all over the place.
Thank you for that point of order. I am sure that the Shadow Minister will come back to that subject. Shadow Minister.
I am still on that subject, Madam Deputy Speaker. And so this is what I mean when I say that I worry about the Right Honourable Lady. Because the bright young things in Downing Street who have sent her out with this bill don't care if it fails. They will take the credit today. She will get the blame tomorrow. And what tenants will get is bad regulation, shortages and higher prices, as we have seen in Scotland. Prices that will be paid by tenants, especially young people and the less well-off.
What are your thoughts on this and Angela Rayner herself? Let me know in the comments. In other news, experts have demanded that Labour keeps its promise to protect workers in the upcoming budget, amid fears that new car taxes could be introduced and fuel duty benefits could be scrapped. Chancellor Rachel Reeves will unveil Labour's first budget since they gained power in July later this month, with the autumn statement set to ruffle feathers across the country. Labour leader Keir Starmer has already warned Britons that the budget will include some tough decisions as the government looks to claw back £22 billion worth of public finances left by the previous Conservative administration. Experts have written to Chancellor Rachel Reeves to demand that she protects motorists in the upcoming autumn statement and not betray the promise not to raise taxes on working people. Paul Barker, editor of Auto Express, called on the government to maintain its pledge to fix the state of roads across the country, with pothole repairs being the most important issue for 72% of people. Labour's election manifesto outlined how it would fill in 1 million more potholes every year to slash repair costs for motorists from damage caused by the poor quality of roads. It suggested that potholes represented a visible sign of the decline after 14 years of Conservative rule, and said it would fund the road repairs with money from the deferred A27 bypass. Labour repeatedly pointed out the issues with potholes during the election, noting how there are more potholes on English roads than there are craters on the moon. Fuel duty is also a potential opportunity for Labour to increase the amount of public funds available to it. The 5 pence per litre fuel duty cut was first introduced in 2022 and will expire in March next year. Experts have suggested that the government could cut the freeze to save billions of pounds per year, although this would result in more expensive petrol and diesel prices, an important issue for 42% of Britons. An HM Treasury spokesperson has told GBN that the Chancellor will make difficult decisions to fill the funding black hole. It added, "Decisions on how to do that will be taken at the budget in the round." In response, Barker said, "We've also pointed out the likelihood of Labour being punished in future polls if the government attempts to excuse fuel duty or vehicle excise duty, VED, road tax, hikes by citing unpopular and unrealistic green targets, or justifies rises as levers pushing drivers towards EVs that many can't afford. The expert has also called on the MP for Leeds West and Pudsey to focus on increasing the threshold for the £410 expensive car tax on EVs. This is applied to any vehicle with a list price above £40,000. From the new financial year in April next year, electric car drivers will be required to start paying vehicle excise duty, VED, from the standard rate, which for new EVs would set drivers back £190. Other important issues for motorists include car crime, 31%, EV purchase incentives, tax benefits, 26%, more EV chargers, 25%, and a move towards net zero, 14%. Barker concluded his letter to the Chancellor saying, "It's time for the government to respond to drivers' priorities. That means making significant investments in road infrastructure and ensuring effective police action against car crime, while staying true to their manifesto, promise not to raise taxes on working people. This is not the moment to tighten the screws on drivers who are still reeling from the cost of living crisis and struggling to make ends meet." Lastly, Australia has extended an olive branch to King Charles after the monarch suffered a pre-tour snub. The iconic Sydney Opera House sails will be lit up to welcome the King and Queen to Australia, amid a row over senior politicians refusing to greet the royals. The world-famous landmark will be illuminated on Friday night, with a 4-minute looping montage of pictures of previous royal visits to Sydney. Charles and Camilla will tour Sydney and the capital Canberra after landing down under on Friday evening. The gesture, which comes at a cost of between £40,000 to £50,000 a night, comes after all 6 state premiers controversially announced they would not join a reception in Canberra to welcome the King and Queen. New South Wales Premier Chris Minns, an avowed Republican, said it would not stop the royals being welcomed to the city. Minns said it was important the King was warmly welcomed during his visit to Sydney. He said the primary objective in lighting up the Opera House would be to focus on events taking place in the state capital. What are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let me know down in the comments section below. I want to say a quick thank you for all the support on this channel. We are growing very fast and are getting closer to our goal of 100,000 subscribers. We want to spread the news than the mainstream media refuses to show. If you've not yet already, make sure you do drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more British content. Thank you. Take care. Goodbye.